In front of you, I have the reporting template for MDS. So karibu sana, welcome. I will walk you through this uh, annual financial reporting template for MDS. So it has 17 sections. So we'll go through section by section, from acronyms all the way to appendix. But before I go deep into it, let me say two important things. Two important things. Uh, as it has been the norm, most of us, we pick the last year reporting templates, just change the date. No, please always visit Public Sector Accounting Standard Board website and download a new template always, because there are changes and you might miss on the changes. So this year I'm saying, and I'm repeating again, do not just open last year's template. Change the date and submit. Hapana. This year template has important changes. Some are simple presentation changes, but others may, should I use may, affect how you prepare these statements, because it has comparatives, it has notes. Remember last year we were going and starting our first year on accrual basis. So now we are on year 2. So it has comparatives. So if you do the famous Kenyan shortcut, copy paste, badilisha date, you will submit another report that doesn't speak to this year. It is just last year, like it is answering last year questions. Then number 2, the new template is now longer, but it is not just longer. It is more structured. So there is the part of the story of the entity, and you will find out some headings were changed, the governance, the performance, the financial statements, the notes, and it also moves away from the first year transition. And now, I said there are comparative figures. So we'll have 24, 25, 25, 26. So sometimes we say that was maybe a cut. Now this is the mock. And next year we expect the full exam. So this is second to the main exam. As I take you through this, and I know I will take about, say, 45 minutes or 1 hour. So I like taking tea, grab your chai, open the template wherever you are as you listen to my audio, and then let us go through it together, pole pole, lakini kwa makini. There is someone who said when people are listening to a presentation or something, there is that one question they want that presentation answer, so they forget the rest. So please don't forget the rest also. Go through with me through these 17 sections. So let me hide this pen. Twende safari yetu sasa imeanza. So the first page was the headings, and this is very important, as I said, and then there are 2 logos. So next page is blank, and I said this we normally leave this page blank, and you know the reason, because the page that follows this is the outline. So the table of contents should not be hidden once you print. We normally print. So instead of doing the page turnover, so that page is blank. So now the table of contents, which mentions the 17 sections I talked about. Now, this is, yes, this is the first page. I know this one. The list of tables and charts, those are still parts of the tables. So, acronyms. this is where I'm starting. So these acronyms. First, change. What are we changing? Now it is acronyms. And before this one, we had acronyms and definition of terms. But now we're having just acronyms. So these are changed. By the way, my accent ni mtu amesoma chini ya miti, so ignore. So the new word simply means acronyms. Short title, clear job. So what do I mean clear job? You just define them, the abbreviations. So the template gives you examples like CS, PS, CPK, SPAC. These are examples. So not a shopping list. If my report does not use one of these, what happens? I just remove it. So if this one is not with me, I delete it and remove. So what is the trick now? The trick is to complete this page last. Like once you are done, these days even you can use AI. So make sure you have done everything. You have explained everything. Once you are done, then complete this page as the last page. And then those abbreviations, those important items which you feel like are important, then you bring. So remember, this report is read by others, the auditors, parliament, oversight bodies, student, wananchi. So the acronym page should open the door for them, not turn this report. So our aim is not to make the report a secret accountant's code. And again, let us not make this page as a competition, so that people know that you know more than others. No, hapana. So nobody gets a medal for knowing 1,000 abbreviations. But when you write the right words, those that are you think that are important for the readers, so that will come with trust. Why will it come? Why will it give the report the trust? If the reader understands the report, then it will build trust. So let us go to the next section. I will stop my pen. So in the next section, here we are more becoming explanatory. Who we are. Sisi ni nani? In the old template, this was key MDA information and management. Now, the new title is honest about the job. Introduce the entity properly, what it is. Yes, this is the background. What it does. Yes, principal activities. Where it operates. Yes, those locations. And how assurance over the report is provided. So now this is the new introduction. So you start with the background information. Yes, that legal instrument that established the entity, the constitution, act of parliament, an executive order, like whichever that applies to your entity. So, and then you say the MDA is domiciled. Domiciled, hii word inasumbua watu sana. Domicile, why should I write? Everybody knows the Ministry of Treasury, for example. Is at Harambee Avenue. Annex Pima. So MDA is domiciled in Kenya. Then mention branches where applicable. Kama uko na branches, andika. Then this should be short. sio historia ya kabila hii. We are not interested in a lot of information, but make it short. Do not write the MDA history. Again, I repeat, sisi wengi wetu tunaangalia Netflix. Yes. The reader anahitaji the legal establishment, the mandate, not season 1, season 2 episodes. Okay. Then the next one here, I said the principal activities. Mandate, mission, vision, core values, main functions. Like whatsoever you have written here should connect to the legal mandate. Sometimes we might sound like you're preparing a marketing brochure from Nairobi Expo stand. No, hii kitu unafanya rahisi and it connects, like make the life simple for our readers. Now, assurance and audit. This one, assurance and audit. The template introduces the combined assurance idea, the management reviews, the internal audit assessment, external audit assessment, the layers. These are the 3 layers. I know the 3 thing wewe unajua tu ni samosa pembe tatu. So this tells the reader the report did not just appear. Imepita review kali sana and assurance. So, and finally, these other things are the headquarters, contacts, bankers, auditors, principal, legal. This must be current. Like, don't just copy paste. And sometimes I tell people, you have a Twitter account, you have a TikTok account. TikTok wewe unaenda tu kuangalia kudance. TikTok account, you have YouTube. So just say an old telephone number, like sasa sisi tunaweka an old telephone number in an official report is like a business card for a shop that is closed in 2019. So that's an example. So let us update everything and pick current. In fact, let us also engage the Gen Zs and most of the youth so that we talk to them directly and they understand how we do, so that they don't hear some information from the media. Let them read themselves. Okay, so let me go to the next one. The next section is statement by Cabinet Secretary, Chair of the Commission, Speaker, Chief Justice. Yes, it's here. It's here. I don't know if you are seeing it clearly. Yes. Yes. So, high level. Yes. High level message. Task number 1. You customize the title. Like ministry uses Cabinet Secretary or State Department, for example. A commission use chairperson. If you work for the judiciary, uko na Chief Justice. So mwingine anaandika yote, anachukua yote statement by this. No, you customize. Then this statement should give a brief strategic overview, like key issues affected or affecting your entity during the year, strategies and policies you implemented, cross-cutting matters, reforms, sector priorities, funding challenges, technology modernization, climate issues, major projects. Like we say, whoever is writing this, it's the part of the management and it's the statement of the, should speak like should be clear and balanced. And it should not be a copy paste of last year. It should be linked to this year review. Uh, I say transparency, accountability, true and fair. So, however you write, you should write something honest. Like if I were myself, I could say, not everything can be excellent. Some are fair, some are good, some are excellent. So if the financial performance overview letter ikionyesha serious underutilization and pending bills piling like sukuma at marikiti, eh, that will contradict what you have written here. So the leadership statement must agree with the numbers. A pitiful statement that contradicts the figures may create problems and auditors read both pages. So if you include a photo, let it be professional. Tumia simu mzuri or good, like make use of the resources the entity has. Something cut out or like this, not good. So I know you can do better. So this is just like that. I leave it there. I don't want to talk more about it. Then the statement of the accounting officer. That's my next step. The statement here is where accountability becomes practical. So the accounting officer had to explain what happened during the year, what was achieved, challenges gani ameface, how the money connects to service delivery. That's our task. Uh, if, for example, development absorption was low, I should not hide it. I should explain like we had challenges in EGB, for example, procurement delays. I had challenges in exchequer releases. We met court cases or contractual issues. Uh, if revenue increased, you say, why? Why did your revenue increase? If pending bills exist, I state the position or you state the position and the plan action. Ukweli mtupu. Yes. Sasa, like you should not copy paste from someone else. Like state how it is. Not just sometimes we see a carbon copy of how you have been writing throughout the years. And this statement should not be like a defensive letter to auditors or campaign speech. Should be relevant to the year and a review, to link activities to resources, and it should be balanced. Debit, credit, we balance our books, so achievement, challenges, and the way forward. So it's as simple as that. Let me leave it there. Let us move to the next one, which is corporate governance. Yes. So there is a change here. There is reorganization in this year 25-26. Like the profiles and governor were scattered last year and the previous years. So there is the profile of the cabinet secretary in one place, profiles of the accounting officer, key management in another, then a separate governance statement. This new template collects everything in one corporate governance statement. Yes, vile tunasemanga harambee, so ni kitu moja tu, everything in one basket. So you see part A. This part A here, you see, is the profile of the CS, Speaker, Chief Justice. So then part B, uh, part B, who is this part B? Is the key management profile, photo, name, qualification, designation, blah, blah. Then part C is the heart of the section. Why is it the heart? The actual governance arrangement, leadership structure, the audit committee, you see? Yes, and its work, management committees, risk management policies, governance training, public participation. Uh, if it is for commissions, you add appointment, tenure, induction, conflict of interest. So this section inajibu swali moja. Who oversees what? Because governance is not just arranging like unaweka tu. It's not a beauty contest where you put photos on a page. That does not make this governance work. Sure, we should show oversight, show accountability, tuonyeshe control, and tuonyeshe if the audit committees met 4 times or so, how risks were monitored, etc. So this is an important part. This is an important part. So the other part we will deal with is financial performance review. But if I look at this section, I don't know. But this section, financial performance, someone might still, with this other section, there's this section someone might confuse with, which will go later, the statement of financial performance. So please don't confuse the two. This one is replacing something. Do you remember management discussion and analysis? You remember that one? It is replacing that one. Now we are calling it financial performance overview. This is, I think, better renaming. So the old template said management discussion analysis. So who are the management discussion and analysis? Why are they analyzing? Who are they analyzing to? This one is financial performance overview. So this new template is guiding us. It's guiding us. So this is revenue, this is expenditure, revenue and expenditure per budget, assets. So like in a to guide, discuss revenue, expenditure, budget performance, assets, liabilities, multi-year trends, projects, risks, all this, it's guiding us to look into this. You see? So, like, and then all this when you are doing, I think we are guided always to include images, those visuals, like tell a good story. So later, this statement talks to the other statements, the other 5 statements. So we explain here what they mean. If revenue went up, what drove it? Ni kitu gani ilipeleka juu? Kama expenditure ilienda juu pia, what were the causes? Was it payroll, operations, transfers, certified works, projects? What were the reasons? Like kwa liabilities tena, we want to know if pending bills grew and why. And swali ni management inafanya nini? So mwananchi anataka kujua nini ilifanyika hapa. So the user or the users, we are the preparers, wants to know what happened. Like you are writing a percentage. How will I know? So this is where we normally say economist. We need the assistance of economist. So its reports are not only just prepared by accountants, we share. So this you can consult within yourself in your entity. So the template also expects us, yes, it expects us 3 to 5 years of operational and financial performance where possible. I know it's possible. So simple tables or charts, trends. The reader should see whether the entity is improving, stable, or under pressure. Okay. So figures without explanation. Hii mtu akisema hata hii ni ugali bila mboga. Technically, let us make it this something that is prepared well. So let me go to the other section, section 7. Section 7, statement of performance. So now we have statement of performance. We have performance overview. We have statement of performance against predetermined objective. So don't confuse, read them well. This section is just related to this PFM section 812F of the public. So it starts with programs. If you look at it, programs, strategic objective, outcomes, and outputs. So this one is straightforward. Then it has, like, this one is easy to fill those columns. For example, the remarks column is where you write. So you do not just write not achieved and walk away like someone living nyamachoma bile. Explain funding delays, procurement challenges, land issues, litigation, staffing. If you have achieved, explain that too. That's good news. So he table should agree with the accounting officer statement and the financial performance overview. Okay, so this one is more straightforward. I will not dwell on it. So I will go to the next section. I will go to the next section. This one, very important for this generation and next generation. Very important. So this one is environmental and sustainability reporting. Okay, environmental and sustainability reporting. So this area takes us beyond the numbers. Even in our country, we give this priority. We get funds from this. We need this environment. So the templates ask us for sustainability strategy, inatuliza risk management, environmental performance, climate change and disaster mitigation. Our employees, do we take care of them, the employee welfare, the operational practices? So all those is, so here when we are talking about these ones here, when we are talking about it, for example, employees welfare covers hiring policies, gender consideration, training, career development, appraisal, safety, OSHA, operational practice cover responsibility, supply chain and supplier. So if you look at these areas are very important. So the template ina expect kama uandike kama 3 pages but meaningful pages. And please, sustainability is not writing we value the environment. No. like go to each point and say how you care about the environment. Okay, so let me go to section 9. Section 9, statement of management responsibilities. This is section 81 of the PFA Management Act. So it's a standard, it's a standard. So I don't want to spend more time on this. Tuache tu aibu ndogo ndogo, and let us just make use of the way it is, because it is a standard. I think we will only replace few areas. So section 10 is the report of the Auditor General. The report of the Auditor General. Okay, so the report of the Auditor General. This one we normally leave it blank. It is the Auditor General to cover this section. So we normally leave it blank. Okay, now let us go to the financial statement of financial performance. What's new this year? Comparative. You can see inside this section. What are we comparing? Last year audited financials against this year. That's what we are comparing. Okay, so this we say is the engine room. We have revenue from non-exchange transactions, revenue from exchange transactions, expenses, other gain and losses. So all this. So make sure when you prepare these reports and you're submitting, the auditor should not see 20xxx, indicate actual name here. That's impressing. So let us change these names. Okay, so this one, is there anything new? So yes, so all this you fill them, and one important thing to note is what is on the face should talk to the notes. Sometimes we might see something is on the face, but it is reflecting or directing to, so that one is directing someone to the wrong room. Like you are sending someone to HR or room number 204, for example, and you are sending it to the kitchen. So please make sure the notes on the face match with the financial uh, uh, what is written on the face. So statement of financial position, we normally know this shows what the entity controls and what it owes at the reporting date. So it is simple, asset minus liability equals to net assets. So this one is simple, asset minus liability equals to net assets, and A minus B tells you that thing. So asset minus liability is equal to net assets. So there are some things, there are some new things. Yes, yes. So we need to be very careful. This right of use, these tangible natural resources, even though they were already on the face last year, but now think about it. Then non-current asset held for sale now has its own line. Yes, non-current asset held for sale. Yes, non-current asset held for sale. Here it is, has its own line. Non-current asset held for sale. So we are not hiding some items inside the PP and general payables. If an asset is held for sale, present it separate. If the entity has heritage assets, they now sit on their own seat. Yes, heritage assets here, tangible natural resources there. So on the liability side, yes, on the liability side, we have trade and other payables, refundable deposits, provision, leases, deferred income, employees benefit, borrowing, social benefits, surface concession. So do not push every liability into trade payables. That's what we normally do. So here to chunke, trade and other payables should not take. Just look each note and study and see what goes inside there. There are a lot of changes. So sometimes wakati mvua ikinyesha sana, in Kenya tunakwanga na hii shida ya matatu. We normally say hii matatu moja kidogo, check this one, just a minute. So ukiwa kwa matatu inside, hata kabla hujapanda mvua imenyesha, so haijaangi hiyo matatu. So hiyo matatu ukiangalia kwa wakati mvua imenyesha inapepa kwa overloaded, watu wanakanyagana. So sisi tuna treating trade and other papers like that. So sikwe hivyo. And then I think that's the end of this statement. Yes, statement of changes in net assets also straightforward. So it just, this is a note to here. This is a note to here. If you see, this one has not numbers. So this explained by statement of changes in net assets. So it is a note number. So 13 is a note number to 12. Okay. So cash flow. We look at receipts and payments, cash inflow and cash outflow. And this one also, there is no major changes. It's no other than the comparative here. So there's no major changes. So the cash flow. So, and then after this, there is this statement of budget. This statement of budget, I know it's also straightforward. Statement of comparison. So straightforward. We have the original budget, the adjustment, the final. So this is A, this is B, this C is equal to A plus B. So this two is, it will take you there. And then D is actual on comparable basis. So I will not explain this. So this is also straight forward. So hii ni hesabu ya class, what can I say, is it 4? This is very simple, plus minus, even though the reconciliation, the budget reconciliation requires this reconciliation requires some small, so this is it caused by basis difference, entity difference, timing difference. So some items like deposits, some other items like, what can I say, which is not in the budget but it is in the cash flow. Some other items like you normally non-refundable deposits, like the 10% when someone does a contract, that one forms. So there are some other items, and return to exchequer also can also fall under this section. So this one was like previously. Okay, so the recurrent, then development, and then the other one was the combined. This one is also straightforward. So here comes the notes. The notes, I want to summarize the notes, but then the notes were expanded. The notes are expanded. Look at this. Look at this. For example, this IPSAS, adoption of new IPSAS, new standards. So adoption of new standards, adoption new and amended standards. Normally what we say is this one doesn't apply to me. You don't write when an IPSAS becomes effective on 1st January. It's applicable in Kenya from 1st July. Yes, but then write how is it applicable to you. Like you say it's applicable to you. This is what you are doing. It's not applicable. Like provide more information. State the expected impact. Like many of us, we live as it is. But then This is very important, very important. Please read this. State the expected impact. What is the impact in for your entity? Hmm? Does the entity have leases? Does the entity has asset held for sale? So you write about it. So like the impact it has when you reclassify something, or when you like say the impact it will have on the entity. Okay, so that one is the ipsases, all of them, the new ones. Then summary of significant accounting policies. This one is just a standard, but tailor make it to your entity, and then these rates, use your rates. Don't just write this. Use your rates as per your entity policy. If you don't have one, then you will go with NALEM, as guided by NALEM. But if you have yours, then follow your policy. Then on the notes, this time round we should be very keen, even though there is the addition of inventory, but the notes have expanded. The notes have expanded. This one is like before, no major changes. Then this one is more like before, uh, no, like before, reimbursements and refunds, licenses. But then please do not forget to provide explanation wherever you can. Finance income, other incomes, all incomes should be classified as far as possible in the relevant classes, and other incomes should be used to recognize income. So employees cost. So there are some notes which were adjusted, but this year major additions is inventory and some other notes, so they were made more detailed. So this one, some of us, I know, we don't keep proper records and we don't know which one is less than 1 year, over 3 years and the like. So but please note this information is important for management purposes. Okay, so this is inventory. So this is inventory. Inventories, these are the main ones. Yes. So consumable, goods held for sale, and then this is the movement schedule, the opening balance, the addition, inventory expense during the year, inventory write down, others. So this movement and inventories this year is must. So please take note and follow the way the template is. Follow the way the template is. Okay, these other parts, you look at what applies to you and what does not apply to you. If this one you don't have, then you should remove these notes. But again, property, plant and equipment, yes, it has the current financial year and previous year. It has the current financial year and previous year. Well, then at the top are the classes: land, building, motor vehicle, furniture, computer, infrastructure. So this is at the top, at the top. And then infrastructure assets, service concession assets, disclosures. And then right of use asset, if you have, then you disclose it this way. Intangible, biological assets. So each one has current and previous year. The lease liability, maturity, analyzed as this. So lease liability has this movement: year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 onwards, and earned interest. All those are new additions. Borrowing plus its movement, so external borrowing and others. Yes, yes. Social benefits, there is this current and on current social benefit liability. And most of the times our expectation is social benefit liability is within 1 year. So it's normally current. Okay. Cash generated from operation. This note, please note, this one is the indirect. So our cash flow we normally prepare using the direct, and this is the indirect. This is the indirect. Again, yes. So financial management. So we fill all this information. Yes, this another change related. Now, related we have current and comparative. So initially we used to have one side. Now we have both sides. The previous year and the current year. Yes, and the current year. So some notes have more movement, inventory, and then related party transactions. And then capital commitment. Okay, now other disclosures. So is this the appendix? Yes, appendix start from here. Appendix, all of it we normally fill as they are guided, and this is not a lot. So first one is implementation status of Auditor General. It's must. This one we must follow religiously. Project implementation, if you have any project. Status of project completion. Fixed asset register. Yes, fixed asset register. Yes. Then transfer from other government entities. Reporting of climate related expenditure and disaster expenditure reporting. So all those are some of the things we are required. So we have covered all the 17 sections. So this template tells a complete story: who we are, who govern, what we planned, what we achieved, what we spent, what we own, what we owe, evidence behind all of it. Then this year we have comparative. That's the addition. So the comparatives are now compulsory. Last year figures must be mapped to this. So last year unaweka kwanza, on the previous year, and then the current year. Again, kuna some notes that were renumbered, which shifted, and then new standards. So those new standards we now have to say the impact. We should not say like the rubber stamp, no impact. So statement and the notes should agree, and then the appendix is the narrative. Hapa consistency ndio siri. So thank you for your time. This is the highlight of the latest reporting template. Thank you and enjoy your time. Asanteni sana.